The basilisk is one of the numerous fantastic beasts from mythology that have had an impact on our world. In European mythology, the basilisk plays an important role. Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to talk about the origin and mythos of the basilisk. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. This terrible beast was always portrayed as a dangerous creature over the ages, making it one of the most dreaded fictional monsters ever created. It was also one of the most famous. The basilisk was a horrifying and lethal monster that took the form of a reptile and had the ability to kill with just a glance. It was the most regal of all snakes, as some accounts have it, according to other sources. Many different cultures believe that this monster was connected to the afterlife and that it embodied all of the ills in the world. Putting a stop to the basilisk's life was not a simple endeavor, but it was possible if the right weapon was employed. According to certain accounts, the lethal look that the basilisk possessed was quite similar to that of the gorgons that were described in Greek mythology. According to most accounts, the weasel was its most common predator in the wild. Origins of the basilisk. According to some accounts, the legendary creature known as the basilisk was inspired by the king cobra, a kind of snake that can reach lengths of up to 12 feet and is extremely poisonous. In contrast to other species of cobras, the Egyptian cobra has the ability to incapacitate its prey by spewing venom from great distances. It's possible that the myths about the basilisk got their start because of all of these lethal features. The cobra's natural foe is the mongoose, a small carnivorous animal that is somewhat comparable to the weasel in appearance. Just as the weasel is the natural foe of the basilisk, the mongoose is the natural foe of the cobra. Around the year 79 AD, the author Pliny the Elder wrote a book called Natural History, in which he made one of the earliest known references to the basilisk. According to the information provided by this author, the basilisk was a relatively modest-sized serpent, measuring no more than 12 fingers in length. Despite this, it was so vicious that it was able to murder any living thing it came across. In addition to this, the basilisk had a malicious look in its eyes and left a trail of venom everywhere it went. The basilisk was depicted in this manner so that it would appear to be one of the most dangerous mythological beings that existed throughout ancient times. According to certain versions of an old legend, the first basilisk emerged from the hatching of a toad's egg. Because of this genesis, the monster has a structure that is alien to nature and possesses scary abilities. Appearance and powers of the basilisk. The various mythologies surrounding the creature each offer their own unique perspective on what it looks like. The basilisk has been shown in a variety of ways. Some depictions call it a big lizard, while others call it a giant snake. The less well-known depiction of the creature compared it to a hybrid of a rooster and reptile and described it as having scales on its wings and plumage. The basilisk possesses a wide variety of different talents and powers, each of which is unique. The most consistent characteristic of the monster was its menacing glare, yet in other mythologies, it possessed a plethora of various powers. Depending on whatever version of the myth you believe, the basilisk had the ability to fly, breathe fire, and kill with just one bite. The venom that was secreted by the basilisk was so lethal that it was capable of killing the birds that flew above it. In certain versions of the fable, the poison could be transferred to weapons that came into contact with the dragon's skin, putting an end to the life of the one who had attacked the dragon. After the monster drank from a pond, the water in the pond was tainted with a toxin for at least 100 years. Throughout its entire existence, the basilisk has always been a dangerous and malevolent beast. People in ancient times carried a variety of weapons and other objects with them as protection against the basilisk. According to one set of legends, the monster would perish the moment it became aware of the sound of a rooster crowing. In some versions of the legend, the use of a mirror was considered to be the most effective weapon against the basilisk. The serpent would look at its own reflection in the mirror, and as soon as it did, it would perish from the effects of its own lethal gaze. The travelers carried roosters or weasels with them in order to ward off basilisks, and they clutched mirrors in their hands in order to kill them if they did appear. The basilisk was considered to be a representation of death and all that is terrible. The Bible, for one, portrays serpents as symbols of sin and wickedness. This lends serpents a general connotation of being associated with such thing due to the fact that the basilisk was considered to be the king of all snakes. Its appearance and symbolism eventually came to represent the forces of evil and demons. The death of a basilisk by a Christian knight is shown in the artwork of numerous churches, particularly paintings and sculptures. These works of art were meant to be interpreted as a symbol of good triumphing over evil. The basilisk has always been depicted in mythology as a demonic and supernatural creature, even from the very beginning of the tales that surround it. In Catholicism, it was connected to the devil as well as the moral failing of lust. The basilisk is also considered a symbol of the city of Basel, which is located in Switzerland. During the time of the Protestant Reformation, the citizens of Basel elected to remove their bishop from office. As a result of this occurrence, representations of the basilisk were intertwined with pictures of the bishop. In addition to this, the city was struck by a powerful earthquake that caused a lot of damage, and the basilisk was held responsible for it. The basilisk became ingrained in the annals of Basel's history as a result of these two terrible occurrences. The basilisk has also made an appearance in alchemy at various points. Some alchemists held the belief that this beast embodied the corrosive properties of fire, which could be used to decompose a variety of substances. The transformation of metals and the combining of several other substances were both made possible by this process. Others argued in favor of the hypothesis that the basilisk was connected to the mystical substances that were created by the philosopher's stone. In addition to Pliny the Elder, a number of other authors have contributed to the body of literature surrounding the tale of the basilisk. This monstrous creature is referred to in the works of Isidore of Seville as the king of snakes due to the fact that it possesses lethal poison and a deadly look. Albertus Magnus was another author who discussed the mortal abilities of the basilisk and made reference to its links to alchemy in his writings. In addition to this, Leonardo da Vinci provided information regarding the physical attributes and personality traits of the creature. There are a variety of legends circulating throughout Europe that describe the basilisk wreaking havoc on the country. Myths have it that a basilisk stalked the streets of Vilnius, Lithuania, in days long ago, striking fear into the hearts of its inhabitants. There are also legends that tell of Alexander the Great slaying a basilisk with a mirror. In this manner, the lore surrounding the basilisk expanded across the entirety of the continent, striking fear into the hearts of individuals and communities along its path. The basilisk of legend is not to be confused with the basilisk lizard, often known as the Jesus Christ lizard due to its ability to run across water when fleeing from predators. The basilisk lizard can run across water. These lizards, unlike the mythological creature from which they take their name, are neither toxic nor hostile, and they are completely safe to interact with. They are available in many different hues, including red, yellow, brown, blue, and even black. The male basilisk lizards have a crest that is easily distinguishable. The basilisk is widely considered to be one of the scariest of all creatures and has been cited as an inspiration for works written by renowned authors from both the past and the present. Because of all the features it possessed and the mythology that surrounded it, the basilisk came to be regarded as a symbol of evil in the shadow world in ancient times. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.